Ireland's Minister for Agriculture, Food and the Marine, Charlie McConalogue, is this week leading an agri and economic trade mission to West Africa. The visit to Nigeria and Senegal is focused on developing political and economic relationships in the region. And the minister is joined, of course, on the visit by the Board Bia Enterprise Ireland and also Sustainable Food System Ireland and the Irish embassies in both host countries. About 15 Irish companies are also participating in the visit this week. We're looking at some data right now on the screen as far as Ireland's agri exports. Look at that. It's pretty healthy. So agri-food exports sectoral highlights. If we look, we just saw about, I think the previous slide was about 18 billion euros. But if you look at this breakdown here, so dairy, of which that 6.8 billion euros, the 33% growth, pretty much came from cheese. I think that was one of the main sub-items there. So 6.8 billion, 33% there. Meat and livestock, 4 billion euros in exports for fiscal year 2022. 15% growth year on year. I think the UK is one of the biggest targets as far as exports are concerned, as far as meats and livestock is concerned. And then we've got the PCFs, which are the prepared consumer foods. 3 billion euros there, 17% growth, and then drinks and seafood. Joining us now to discuss further, of course, we do have Charlie McConalogue, who is the Ireland's Minister for Agriculture, Food and the Marine. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Know you're pressed for time. How do you hope to boost economic relationships with Nigeria and the wider West African region while you're here with your delegation?
Hi, Rhodas, and great to be with you today. So I'm here with 15 Irish food companies as part of a very strong delegation. I'm meeting many of our partners here in Nigeria over the course of this week. So it's about developing relationships, building on the trade that we've seen build up over the last number of years, and seeing how we can have a mutually beneficial partnership into the future as well. I work very closely in terms of our embassy here in Nigeria, also Enterprise Ireland, who do lots of work working with businesses here in Nigeria, as well as Board Bia, who are leading and organising this trade mission and supporting our companies in terms of their engagements and partnerships with companies here in the country.
All right. Now, the numbers, I think, Nigeria accounts for, I think, your largest exports to the African continent, excess of 200 and something million euros. To the wider Africa is about €1 billion. What will be the necessary follow-ups after your trip is concluded?
Well, of course, the 15 companies that are with me this week will be looking to build on relationships they already have and also develop new ones. And they'll be looking to maintain and develop those relationships afterwards. But also, they'll be working then closely with their national agencies, Board Bia, as I mentioned, as well as Enterprise Ireland in relation to following through. Also, we have a very long-standing relationship and partnership with Nigeria. We have our embassy open here in Nigeria since 1961, just 1 year after the country was established. And indeed, we are building a new embassy in Abuja at the moment as well. So we believe that we have the infrastructure in place to provide the support for businesses from Ireland who are doing trade and business with businesses here in Nigeria to make sure that those relationships are nurtured and indeed that they're very fruitful both ways in the years to come.
All right. Finally, Nigeria does have its issues. Double-digit food inflation numbers. President Tinubu has declared a state of emergency on food insecurity. What would be your advice, to Nigerian officials on how to address these challenges along the food value chain?
Well, there's really challenging times there at the moment. Of course, inflation is not unique to Nigeria. It is a challenge we're seeing in our own country, and indeed we're seeing across Europe as well. But it is making life very difficult for citizens at the moment. I know it's something that is a big national priority here for the Nigerian government, and certainly in terms of our Irish companies working with companies here in Nigeria, it's something we're conscious of. We're looking to keep costs down and to do all we can to support that, and indeed to be understanding of the pressures that's there in business at the moment, and to support businesses to seek to bring and minimise the cost pressures involved.
Mr. Charlie McConalogue, the Irish Minister for Agriculture, Food and the Marine, thank you so much for your time, and wish you a good, healthy dialogue while you're here in Nigeria and across the rest of your trip on West Africa. Thank you so much.